Hello and welcome back once again to After the Credits. So, another movie. I actually forgot about this movie till it popped up at the Dollar Theater, and I was like, wait, didn't that come out a long time ago? No, it came out back around March, April-ish, so a couple months ago. Probably out on DVD by now, but for some reason it's playing in the Dollar Theater. Since it is a movie of this year, I figured I'll throw it in as a fast forward probably. And that movie is Ratchet and Clank. So, like I said, I actually forgot about this movie. I was going to see it when it first came out, and then it was in and out of the theaters within like a week, so I kind of forgot about it after that. Now it's up in the theater. I think they're running like the Summer of Fun for Kids or something, where they show a bunch of kids' movies. And they do pull some old ones from the last couple of years, and then they also pull a few current ones. And I think this is kind of thrown into that mix. What did I think of Ratchet and Clank? I probably would have enjoyed it more had I actually played more of the game when I was younger. I remember I had seen the game and it sounded interesting. I liked like Jack and Daxter and Tack and things like that. So I was like, oh, Ratchet and Clank seems like it's up that alley. I'll get it at some point and check it out. Never got around to checking it out. I think I played a demo of it, of the upcoming one at CES last year. So I played a little bit of that one, kind of got a feel for the story a little bit. I remember parts of what the first game was about, but that was about the extent of it. I think I played the first one like 2 or 3 times, but that was a long time ago, so I didn't really go all the way through it. It was just like the first level or so. So kind of iffy on what the actual story is. But as far as the movie, the premise is we meet Ratchet, and he's working as a mechanic in an auto spaceship garage type of thing, and he's really ambitious about what he does. He has all these ideas, but he executes them kind of poorly. He's kind of reckless and doesn't really think things through. But his main goal in life is he idolizes these like Guardians type of thing, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. There's this team of like 4. Well, it originally says 4 because they're going to add a 5th member now. So he goes to the tryouts for that. But then when they actually show up, there's only 3 of them. And they constantly refer to themselves as the 3. So who the 4th one was, I have to actually see it again to kind of figure that out. But I wasn't going to pay to see it again just to figure that out. There is a 4th person that does show up at some point, but I'm not sure if that's what they were originally referring to as the 4th member of the team. But it could be. So he goes to the tryouts for the new 5th member. And they're like, no, you're too small, for one. You're too reckless. You have a rap sheet, blah, blah, blah. So, no. All right, whatever. So he goes back to the garage. He's kind of disappointed, but, he's going to live out his life. No big deal. So then we cut to the bad guy who's got this basically Death Star blowing up planets. It's called a deplanetizer or something like that. Basically, it's a Death Star. It has a giant laser that blows up a planet. So he's assembling this army of robots to go fight these Defender or Guardian guys or whatever. And one of them is misassembled somehow. I think there was like a power outage or something as they were being assembled. I was paying attention to something else in the theater at that point, so I kind of missed this part. But yeah, somehow he was assembled wrong, and he wasn't a bad guy, so he was rejected, and they were going to destroy him, and he ran away, and eventually crash landed on the planet. Ratchet found him, helped fix him up, and named him Clank. So that's where Clank comes from. So Clank tells him, we have to let these Guardians know that this attack is coming. So Ratchet's like, okay, I know where they're at, because they're on his planet doing tryouts. So he goes to let them know, and unfortunately they're too late. The attack happens while they're on their way there, but they kind of step in and help fight off all these robots. So then the media kind of gets involved, and they're like, hey, this guy, this civilian who's not one of you just helped stop this invasion. Is there any thought of extending a membership to them? And the captain's like, yeah, sure, I don't see why not. Even kind of playing up to the media, even though he just told Ratchet no. So Ratchet becomes a new member of the team. Clank becomes a new member of the team as well. But he's stuck in an office with, I guess, the 4th member of the team, who's like the brains of the team. who helps design all the weapons and tries to strategize with them. Unfortunately, none of them listen to strategy. They just want to go shoot everything, which two of the members seem like they're more competent and wouldn't be like that, but at the same time they are. They just don't listen to the plans that the technical one lays out. So they're kind of going around blowing everything up, and Ratchet becomes more and more popular. So of course the captain kind of feels slighted by this because, you know, this is his show and Ratchet's stealing all his thunder. So he's a little upset, and the bad guy persuades him to, you know, if you just help me out this one time, it'll make you look like, we'll get rid of Ratchet, it'll make you look like the hero, no one will get hurt, and, you know, you'll have your team back, and, you know, I can go about just this one time executing my plan, and then the next time you guys can come back at me. Of course, the captain's kind of goofy and goes for it, ends up becoming a bad guy, unwittingly, or semi-wittingly. He's confronted by Ratchet when they finally, the whole team gets back together, goes back in to try and stop him. Ratchet confronts him like, what are you doing? Is your anger towards me really that much that you would turn your back on your entire team? He's like, no, I never meant to become a bad guy, blah, blah, blah. So Ratchet finally convinces him to help out and stop everything. So they team back up. They destroy the planet destroyer thing. And spoiler, by the way, in case you didn't know what was going to happen in a movie. So they end up doing all that. They wrap up the story. The captain's been demoted from a captain back to a private, and he's having to earn his way back up and earn his respect back. And because they kind of give him a break because they know he's basically a dullard, but they're like, yeah, you got to earn your respect back. You know, we're not going to put you in prison, but you have to earn this position of not being put in prison and being back on this team. So he's kind of doing that, but still being real egotistical because he's been the captain for so long. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. You know, they save the day, the team's back together. The other members of the team, including the captain, are starting to listen to the strategy people more. Ratchet and Clank have become a better team, where they were kind of separating at first because one's technical and one just wanted to go shoot things. So yeah, the whole team gets back together. They're doing the Guardians of the Galaxy type of thing, and that's the end of the movie. What would I give it as far as a star rating? 3, I guess. It was an alright film. Like I said, had I known more about the game, I probably could have enjoyed it more, but it's all the same tropes that are in a lot of these types of movies, and nothing really super standoutish about it. So yeah, I'd give it just middle of the road 3. Maybe I'd almost may even go down to 2.5, but it wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it for what it was. So yeah, I'll stick with a 3. So that is it for this episode. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Links are down there and up there. And until next time, as always, we will see you after the credits.